Oh, What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Dead Funny Podcast. This is another one of our one-on-ones, and I have with me a longtime friend, fan. God damn, it's been since Darkstar, I think, is where we first met. Yeah, Darkstar. Yeah. But Dark Canter, you see him in the comments, you see him in the streams. I don't think we've had you on content yet. I think this will be our first official time actually having you on content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
We have some zombies content coming up on the schedule, which I know he's super fucking excited about. So, which we will get into here in a little bit. But yeah, so these one-on-ones were kind of a little relaxed and loose, and going to take some time to get to know the mystery that is the Dark Canter. The fun stuff.
Well, you know, if you've been checking out the streams we've been doing recently, you know I stream a lot. So
there's that. Yeah, the Dead by Daylight streams have been fun. So, but yeah. So I guess to start off, did you kind of grow up in a video game house? When about what age were you introduced into video games?
I started playing back on the original NES when I was like 3 years old, from what I've been told. You know, okay. I don't really remember 3 years old, but. Started out with Super Mario Brothers 3, and that's a good game right there. I played that so much.
Yeah, that is a good one. Fair enough. Yeah, I got stories like that too, where I'm told where there was like some kind of like game that was called something Oasis. I can't remember what it was, but in the game, there's parts where like these snakes are coming at the ground, pixelated snakes, and as a kid I didn't know what the name of the game was, so I called it Fighting Snakes. So I'd always be like, I want to play the Fighting Snakes game all the time. So
right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think my first actual like remembering me playing a video game was Ocarina of Time. And then I know I played a lot of the old school Marios, Final Fantasies obviously as well. So yeah, that's like Zelda was for sure, like, I think my oldest memory of a video game. Somewhere around there. But yeah, okay. So, favorite video game series? Obviously, I know the answer to this, but favorite video game series?
Well, I mean, probably Treyarch's Call of Duty Zombies, because, play that a lot right there.
Yeah, I knew that one was coming. So, all right, cool. So we got zombies. So I know we've talked bad about this. So now we gotta dive in. All right. So first, our best and worst zombies game.
Well, that's a bit of a complicated question because
that's what we're here for. Complicated questions.
I didn't get to start playing Call of Duty until Black Ops 2 was my first ever Call of Duty game. Yeah, because my home growing up was a little strict when it came to video games. So certain games were, no, you can't play that. It's evil.
Okay. So your parents were not into video games?
No, not really at all. Gotcha. They allowed Mario and stuff. Like, that was great. Sports games. Yeah, stuff like that. So I didn't really get into Call of Duty until Black Ops 2, and that's about halfway through the storyline kind of point there. So
yeah,
probably my favorite, though, if we're going with what I've played since Black Ops 2, honestly, I'm really liking the newest game, Cold War. I like a lot of the new systems they put into it, and I like how they're continuing the story from where it ended in Black Ops 4 with the original characters, and they're still pushing onward with something else, and it's just been pretty interesting finding like the intel left in the maps, kind of like finding the old radios from what I've heard back in the old days on World at War, and Black Ops 1 was like the only story you got to start with, so kind of nice going back to the roots of that.
Yeah, I started my zombies campaign on Black Ops 2 as well, but I think it was Modern Warfare 2? I don't know. Whatever one came before Black Ops 2, that Modern Warfare, I think, was my official first step into the Call of Duty world. Okay. Even ones before that, I didn't play. So, because I grew up in a household where it was like, and the friends around me too, where it was like, you liked one or the other. You liked Halo or you liked Call of Duty. So it is what it is. And then we had Gears of War as well. That was another great Xbox exclusives. Yeah, there we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Exclusive. Yeah. So is what it is. But yeah, so okay, fair enough. So okay, worst Call of Duty then. Our worst zombies one. What was your? Yeah, they could have done a lot better.
Well, that'd be Black Ops 2 because
wrong, 100% wrong. Worst answer I've ever heard in my life. Transit, the birth of Transit. Get the fuck out of here. Best fucking Call of Duty of all time.
I'll preference that with I was unfortunate at the time because still transitioning out of the home there. Only Nintendo systems. So I had Black Ops 2 on the Nintendo Wii. The DLC was not available. Or it was the Wii U at that point, but still Activision was not putting the DLC into some of the games at the time because it was on a Nintendo system. So all I had was Transit and, the survival maps, Bus Depot, Farm, and Town. And I did play survival a ton. I didn't really touch Transit at all because it's pretty rough. I know at the time they had to use the fog and the fog creatures to separate the different parts of Transit because of hardware limitations. They wanted the map just to be one huge map and you could run anywhere you wanted to. And the fog and stuff wouldn't have been there. I just hated it. I couldn't stand having to wait for the bus to get to a new area and the rounds would go up. I like it more now, going back to it after having played more Call of Duty and jumping into it there and not having a lot of people to play with zombies with. Pretty rough trying to that's your first step into zombies. I just stayed on the survival maps where it's simpler.
I think if they were to remake Black Ops 2 in its entirety, just the zombies, let's say they release, which by the way would totally buy this full price if they released all the zombie maps as its own standalone game for Black Ops 2. I don't want anything else different. I don't want them changing it. If you want to digitally remaster it, whatever. Other than that, no changes. I think that would easily be your favorite zombie game. Because there were so many bangers. Transit, fucking, goddamn, I can't remember the name of it. Was it Buried? Yeah, Buried, the one with the fucking hillbilly and the fucking jail cell and the fucking poltergeist in the house. That one was so much fun. Die Rise was a really fucking good map where you had the two fucking twin towers basically that you're jumping back and forth between, going all the way up and down, up and down. That was a good one.
That one's a very polarizing map in the community.
Yeah.
You either love it or you hate it.
Really?
And there's really not too many people that are like, it was okay. It's just either this is such a great map, bring it back, or I hate this map with passion.
Yeah. I mean, I can see, it was hard to find places to really, train zombies well because, no matter what, there was either zombies coming from below or above you. So it's really hard to account for that. So I can see why a lot of people would hate it. But because you get so far in rounds and you want that challenge, having those extra options for the zombies to possibly get to you make it even that much more challenging. So I could definitely see why that's kind of a one end of the spectrum or the other. That's fair.
Sure.
I mean, for me, honestly, I could fucking take it or leave it, but if it came back, it's not like I would hate it. So I definitely am a little bit more closer to the middle of the scale on it. But yeah, it was a good map. It definitely was a good map. We had a lot of fun playing it. But, I mean, I think we played, goddamn, Transit for sure was the number one map we fucking played as a friend group whenever that one came out. And then Buried, we played the fuck out. I think my longest survival was on Buried. I think we got up to, around 70 or 80. I think it's my longest run. Yeah, because that one, there was a lot of really good machines you could build to help combat the zombies, and I know one of them was like a flinger, the zombie stepped on it would fling them all the way back against the wall and kill them. And what we would do is barricade ourselves in the church and then just set those flingers up, and then whatever else we could get in there, and then just sit back there and just fucking unload. And then you get down to your fucking runner, then everybody runs to pack a punch, re-updates their ammo, and fucking runs back. So That poltergeist scared the shit out of me, though, the first time we went in there. That was the most terrifying thing, because it's like, we just wanted to get in that mansion so bad, and then we get in, it's like the moment you step foot, it sends a poltergeist after you, and how many people you have playing is how many poltergeists are in the fucking thing. We only thought it was only one, but no. So I get in there, and I'm like, oh, dude, this looks so... Oh, my, what the fuck is that? It just goes flying through the wall and scared the shit out of me, dude. We ran through there so fucking fast, and I found that way out of the back. I think I was the first one through the house. I found that way out of the back. I jumped down, turned around, looked, and I didn't see it, and I was like, okay, I think if you're outside, it stops. And I'm like, but we don't want to go back outside. I was like, no, if you run to the back, there's like a fucking goddamn maze or some shit back here. Because I couldn't fucking see because I'm in a fucking maze.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was nuts, dude. Okay, so your fucking best Call of Duty, wrong fucking answer. Worst Call of Duty, wrong fucking answer. Jesus
I'm off to a great start.
You're off to a terrible fucking start. People are going to fucking demand that I take this video down. Good God.
Let me insert Black Ops 3 Zombies is really close to being as good as Cold War.
I didn't care for Black Ops 3 Zombies. I think I've kind of fallen... I think the more that comes out, the more I'm falling out of love with zombies. And it really sucks because I really enjoy the zombies aspect of... I enjoyed playing zombies more than I did multiplayer with Call of Duty. Yeah. 100%. So, but at the same time, I'm one of those people where, like, when something gets so overplayed, it just really fucking takes it away from me. And, like... By the time Black Ops 3 was coming out, like, everything was zombies related. We had fucking The Walking Dead was on the rise, all the other shit going on. Yeah. Fucking World War Z movie had just came out. It was like, fucking A, everything you fucking looked at, you're getting hit over the head with zombies. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. So, I mean, I even took a break from playing fucking Resident Evil games at that point, too. Wow. Just because I was just like, fucking, I'm done. I'm done with zombies. Like, I'm done with this shit. I need a fucking break from zombies. It was nuts, dude. But, yeah, I could definitely say if they were to go back and start at least with Black Ops 2 and make a full-out game that's just those maps, I would 100%. I mean, I'd be okay paying full price for that. 100%. I wouldn't even look for anywhere cheaper. I'd fucking pre-order that shit. Done. Done. Just give it to me. I'd be okay with that. That would be a lot of fun.
What about if they put those maps into the current game? Would you play them?
I would, but the problem that I have with that is that it's like, okay, it's not enough to just take the current maps and put them into this game. Let's take the current maps and make them fit to play in this game. And that's where I'm going to get pissed off. I want all the same perks. I want the same mechanics. I want the same characters. I mean, I'd be okay with the same fucking graphics. Like when me and James were going back and playing fucking Call of Duty 2 before it finally, I guess the server died. I don't know what the fuck happened with that. It was like, we got in. You bought the game, and then we literally have not been able to get in since then. So I don't know if the server just fucking croaked. I have no fucking clue. But... I mean, it's not like we ever had like an amazing, easy time getting in to begin with, but still, it was just kind of like, what the fuck? But, yeah, that's where my problem comes in with the newer games, because it's like, oh, well, we're going to bring back Transit, but I don't want you to, because you're not going to bring back Transit. You're going to bring back your version and your vision of Transit. That's not Transit. That's Call of Duty Cold War Transit, sure. Because they immediately, whenever I saw rumors of that, the first rumor I saw that actually came from them was like, it's going to be before it was all fucked up. And it's like, it's not Transit. It's automatically not Transit. I'm automatically turned off by this idea. 100% at this point. It was like, we're bringing back Transit. Money. You got it. 100%. Here's my wallet. It's our version. Well, that was fun while it lasted. I don't know.
Well, you never know. It might still be decent, though.
It could be. I don't know. I see myself as I get older. It's a weird shift, and maybe this is something that you might see, you might not see yet. But as I've been getting older, I see myself making a big shift from being like really competitive to like just wanting to play. Like, for instance, we play Dead by Daylight. I'm a very fucking high rank in that game. I don't play it competitively. I mean, I'm constantly playing with people like you and Mom and Taylor who are 20s and 15s, and I'm like rank 6 on the cusp of 5. Like I'm literally, as soon as I turn red, I'm in like the top tier of players, and I'm like one dot away from that. I don't care though. It's like I just play to have fun. I could give two shits. I just don't see myself just playing competitive games anymore. And the problem is with that, something like Dead by Daylight is still fun to me, but something like jumping on Call of Duty or jumping on like PUBG or jumping on, it's not appetizing. It's just not.
Yeah.
I think about the new Halo coming out. I'm just like, besides the fact that I'm getting it for free, I kind of don't give a shit. Like, I really don't give a shit.
You'll have a campaign though. You'll probably enjoy that part of it.
I hated the last campaign.
Oh, well.
I thought the last campaign was fucking terrible. I mean, I'm still gonna fucking pick it up and play it. I'll probably fucking do it for Dead Funny content. But it's still like, fuck, man. Like, I don't. And it sucks because like those are some of the best of my gaming nights. Like I still remember being a fucking kid and getting drunk and playing fucking Halo for a full weekend. You know what I mean? And then fucking bam, like fucking the week's here, fucking do what I'm doing, and then fucking next weekend my cousin's coming over, we're drinking, we're playing Halo, we're having a good time. I just, like I said, I just don't have that. Like now when I play Halo, it's literally just to spend time with my family at this point. Other than that, I could literally give two shits. And it sucks because like I said, I miss that drive. Like I remember I want to be fucking top rank and fucking lone wolves. Cool, I got top rank and lone wolves. I want to be top rank and fucking duos. I think what really fucked me as a kid, like really fucked me on this situation, was I got recognized by the developers. So me and my cousin have a clip. So back in the day on Halo 3, there was only one way to get the specific type of armor. And it had to be gifted to you by the developers. And I actually had that happen. So we had this clip that I uploaded. And it was called Extermination. And the game starts, we're on two different sides, obviously, 4v4. And it's me, my mom, my cousin, and one of our work friends. They're running down, we're uphill, the other team is spawning on the shore of the beach. We're playing shoddy snipers. My mom and our work friend was running straight down there. My cousin jumps on a mongoose. No protection on a mongoose. Four-wheeler. It's just a four-wheeler. And I go, this is fucking snipers. Like, you're gonna die as soon as you drive down there. And he's like, fuck it. And I was like, well, fuck it. If you're gonna die, you're not going without me. So I jump on the back. So I'm just sitting here with a fucking sniper out, and I'm just gonna try to no-scope whatever I can see. Soon as we cut down that corner and we're in their fucking sight, and they're all just lined up with snipers. They shoot our front tire. The fucking thing goes flipping. They had a grenade that they had thrown as well. The grenade hits, but it blows up the vehicle. Me and him don't die. We fly up, land on this ledge, killed the entire team, and one respawn within the first 35 seconds of the game.
Wow.
35 seconds. It was fucking nuts, dude. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, we killed them so fast that the one guy that respawned was so unlucky because my mom and our work friend had just got close enough to where that was no longer a safe spawn. So the rest of his team spawned at our spawn. So they literally spawned at their spawn, died so fast that it literally spawned them back at our spawn because it was safer than being down at their spawn. I was like, no fucking way, dude. So it was like I always had this vision in my mind of like, I'm fucking great at this goddamn game. And I fucking spent so many hours playing the fuck out of that. And I think it just burnt me out, man. I just didn't notice until I started getting older. It was just like, oh, the new Halo's out. Gotta fucking get back to that. Oh, the new Halo's out. Gotta get back to that. I think it just burnt me out, man. It sucks. Yeah. I just don't have the competitive drive anymore. Now, like, I mean, I like being good at games. Don't get me wrong. Like, whenever I'm bad at games, it fucking sucks. But at the same time, I kind of don't care. Like, when you played League with us, I would love to fucking dick stomp Tony and fucking Joey every fucking game. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it's like we're all laughing, we're having fun, we're cracking jokes, I'm drinking. I don't give a shit, dude. I don't fucking care. It's, I don't know. It's weird, man.
I'm like about halfway to where you're at, I think.
Yeah.
As far as Call of Duty multiplayer goes and like, Warzone.
Yeah, like I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I detest Battle Royale quite a bit because...
Really?
Yeah, like that, and then even Search, unless you're playing Search with like a group, then it's a lot better, but I would never solo queue in a Search because I hate dying and then sitting there watching the rest of the match unfold and not being able to do anything.
Yeah,
I'd much
that makes
rather play
sense.
team deathmatch, and you get killed. That's okay. I'll just respawn and have another go at it right away. I
That's
can't
fair.
stand solo spawn modes. Like,
I can
not
see
my
that.
kind of thing.
Yeah, I
But
remember back in the
I
day,
still play a
thresholds
little
froze
bit.
pretty high.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so you started out with Mario. You spent a lot
Mm.
more time on Call of Duty. What would be your overall favorite console? It can be an older
Hmm.
one, it could be a newer one. It doesn't necessarily have to be a nostalgic factor here. What do you think was I guess in your opinion, what would be the prime console in the video game era?
Well, I just finally got a PC, and that's not really a console. So
The PC Master Race, baby.
it
Yeah.
is. I mean,
Yeah.
now I'm having like a hard time even being like, I was kind of excited to try to get a PS5. Like, I probably would stick with PlayStation. So PS4 has probably been my favorite console, like what I've spent the most time in recently, and
Mm-hmm.
performed well.
But
If
what do
we
you
were
think is
just going
Golden Age? Golden
the
Age. Like
golden
this was
age,
best
mm,
games came out, probably had the most buys as far as in your opinion. I'm not worried about statistics. So
bruh.
all you commenters who are like, fucking this sold this man. I don't give a shit. That's not what I'm talking about.
I mean, for me, going back to how I grew up and not having a chance to get at everything, I would probably my favorite was probably the Nintendo 64. Like, that's the first 3D Mario came out on that, and it was such a
Yeah.
collectathon, and there was
Yeah, it
so
was a
much you
good
could
game.
do. Yeah,
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 Mario
that was
64
probably
was
the best.
such a good game. Fuck.
Yeah.
Hours and hours on that fucking thing.
Oh
I still
yeah,
remember my
yeah.
most hated map was that fucking first snow one with the goddamn mom penguin and the kid penguin, and you were doing that race. Fucking hated that goddamn map, dude. I was so done with that one. Uh,
Yeah, it's
Trying to
not
get
the
all those
best one.
fucking stars.
I've done that.
Goddamn.
I've done that.
Yeah, exactly. I would have to say PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 had probably to this day, besides once again, if you take PC out of the run,
Mm.
probably to this day still has the biggest game library. First off,
Yeah.
so many bangers, dude. Like, I mean, that's back when Dragon Ball Z was in its golden age of video games as well. The
Right.
Budokais, the Tenkaichis. I mean, they still try to get back to that. I mean, a lot of people say Fighter Z is on the. I don't think so. I don't think it comes close. Give me Tenkaichi 3 back, dude. That was such a fucking good one. But yeah, the Budokai era was great. I mean, there were so many good role playing games that came out. I mean, obviously the Final Fantasies, but there was
Mhm.
Shadow of Colossus and shit like that. Like, dude, the PlayStation 2 was such a golden era for video games, in my opinion. I mean, I enjoyed Xbox, but it just didn't have anywhere near as the same kind of impact as the PlayStation 2 did. It's not even close.
Yeah.
But I feel what you're saying about the whole PC thing. I mean, one of the things that's insane to me is like, for someone who grew up based on PlayStation 2, I was one of the people who got burnt by Sony going like, man, go fuck yourself. We're not going to do backwards compatible. That right there made me switch to Xbox, and I became an Xbox gamer for life after that. It was just Xbox, 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 Xbox.
Yeah.
Then I got a PC, and now I don't give a shit. And I was definitely one of those people who's like, I'll never play PC. Like, because growing up to me, whenever I would hear people say like, oh, I'm a PC gamer, to me it was like, so you play like fucking Minesweeper and fucking Nancy Drew. All right, fucking cool, I guess. Like, why is this even a fucking competition? You know what I mean? That's what I thought
No.
PC gaming was growing up. I was like, I fucking playing solitaire, sweet, good for you. I'm fucking killing aliens on Halo. Are you fucking happy with yourself? Fucking loser. Like, I didn't know what PC gaming was. I didn't know it was a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Diablo 2 was the very first game I ever played on PC, which is getting remastered. Super
Hmm.
cannot wait for that to come out. 8-player co-op. 8-player co-op. It's going to be nuts, dude.
It's a lot of carnage. A lot
Dude,
of carnage.
best dungeon crawler ever. Like, I've said this multiple times on multiple podcasts, and I know I said it multiple times on Darkstar too, where when we would look for RPG medieval type games, Diablo 2 was the pedestal. It was like, where's my Diablo on the console? Like, that's what I was always looking for. And then when Diablo 3 came out on the console, I was like, this is good, but it's just not good as Diablo 2. Diablo 2 is just so good, so I'm so happy that's being remade and coming out right before Diablo 4 too. So it's like, we'll let you have this until we fucking finish up Diablo 4. I'm completely okay with that. 100% okay with that. But so then whenever I made the switch, now it's one of those things where it's like, beside fucking Sony having that goddamn exclusive with Square Enix, if it wasn't for that, I probably would not have bought a console. Because there's no need to buy an Xbox at all. There's zero need. I mean, you on the Game Pass. You don't even fucking play like Xbox and like Halo and all that shit. You have 100% access to that now. When the new Halo comes out, you'll have 100% access to the new Halo. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me to think about that. That we can literally play all the shit we want to on Xbox right on our PCs. It's fucking nuts. And at one point, I thought that was a dumb strategy. I was just like, no one's going to buy your systems. But then fucking JoJo pointed it out, and I did a lot of research into it, about how much of a fucking loss they take on making these consoles and selling these consoles. Like, I always thought these consoles were stupid fucking expensive. It's like, I've never heard of a fucking industry hand over hand making consoles and just taking a loss every time and just hoping to get it back on the games. Like, imagine having a console release. Wii U, perfect example in my opinion. Obviously, well, perfect example for adults. Let's just go ahead and throw out the fact that obviously they're family friendly, so no matter what Nintendo's gonna sell, hand over fucking fist, especially if Mario's in the title. It's fucking selling. Mario takes a shit on a toilet simulator. It's fucking selling. It's 100% selling. Doesn't matter. Mario's in the title. That's why I hate it. Like, I think this last E3, I said it to JoJo. JoJo didn't care that I said it, but I was like, that fucking company that made the fucking newest, it's not out yet, but the newest fucking Rabbids fucking Mario game that got showed at E3. They're all like, we're so excited that all of you showed up to support our last release. And it's like, bro, because Mario's in the title. You didn't do anything. I don't care how good you think your game is. If Mario's in the title, 75% of your sales are going to be because of that specific thing. The other 25% might be because we like the whole Rabbids thing. 75% is because of fucking Mario. It's just fucking nuts, dude. But anyways, so back to the Wii U. When you look at that system and you look at the games that actually came out, there were nowhere near, in my opinion, for if that was a Xbox or a PlayStation, nowhere near enough actual titles to where that system actually made money. In my opinion, at all. Nowhere. And I honestly think that even because it was Nintendo, I still think they got hit so hard, which is why they made such a switch to the Switch. Because they had, at that point, they're like, we're losing the console race. We have to do something that no one else is at this point. And the Switch is perfect. I fucking love the Switch. Switch is goddamn amazing. Super good idea. I have always steered away from fucking 3DS games and PSP games and shit like that, besides the stuff that I had to play, like Zeldas and Final Fantasies, because I hate mobile games. I hate mobile platforms, and now that we have this whole race of cell phone games, I hate that shit too. It's terrible. To give me something that I can take with me on the go that can play console level games was so groundbreaking to me. I was like, fuck yes. Every time I go on a plane, my Switch is with me. Every time I go on a long car ride, my Switch is with me. Every fucking time. And it's amazing. I fucking love it. I just wish that I had more games on the Switch that I actually want to play. I don't. So
true.
I need to see if fucking Dead by Daylight is completely cross progression. Because if so, I could just download Dead by Daylight on my Switch, and whenever I'm gone, I'll fucking play it on my Switch. I didn't even think about that. Whenever I just went to Green Bay, fucking this weekend, I downloaded fucking Dead by Daylight on my goddamn laptop. Fucking took it up there just in case. I wasn't going to play it. I was definitely there to spend time with family, but it was more along the lines of like, I didn't want to miss out on the Shrine rewards. That shit's updating every day now. So I was like, I'll just jump on, fucking buy the fucking perks that I want, if there are any, which there was one, and I still got back in enough time the next day to fucking get it. So I was like, if I get it, I get it. If not, fuck it, I don't care. So, but yeah, okay. Well, that's fair. So then another question that is pretty popular on these is talking about superheroes. Are you into the whole superhero craze? The Marvel movies, the DC movies?
I do like a good Marvel movie.
You do like a good Marvel movie. Did you grow up in a comic book household?
No.
No. So superheroes were something that you just had to kind of find later on. Like the old Spider-Man movies, the Tobey Maguire, those fucking terrible pieces of shit. Is that something that like you and your family got together to go see as a kid? No. Man, dude.
No, it was weird. Once the Iron Man movie started, like, kind of did get to start to go see superhero movies and stuff.
Oh, okay. So it was Iron Man.
Yeah, it started at that point and then went on, I guess.
Okay. And your parents took you to that?
Yeah.
Okay. So at least they were smart enough to know that the Spider-Man movies were going to be fucking terrible. Okay. Cool. That's
I mean, maybe that's what it was. I don't know. my dad did... My dad was a comic book reader when he was a kid, so... Okay. And I think he probably... I'm not sure. I've never asked him if he prefers Marvel or DC, but that's probably what led to, son's old enough now. We'll go watch this, because I remember reading this when I was a kid, probably, kind of thing. Right. I bet.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Do you have a preference between Marvel and DC? I mean,
Marvel.
Obviously, is based off the movies at this point. You're not actually basing it off comics, so.
And I don't know. I mean,
DC's
like
been a dumpster fire.
I like Batman a little bit.
Well, that's everybody's basic bitch favorite character. Like,
I know. I don't know why, but
that's the fucking pumpkin spice latte of fucking heroes.
But like, he's a hero without having cheating skills, so that's pretty cool.
Without cheating skills.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a superhuman, but he goes up against people that are superhuman and still comes out.
I think the exact argument the other way around could be used against you on that, though. Because Batman does nothing but like behind the scenes shit to figure out whatever someone's absolute overall weakness is, and then how he can exploit that. So if anybody would be the cheater, it would most likely be Batman.
Basically,
or like Superman's like I'm gonna beat you into submission. You know what I mean? To where Batman's like, all right. Whenever he was little, his dad slapped him in his right cheek and broke it, and he never got it fixed. So that's the target point. It's the weak spot.
Yeah, I guess Batman is more of just a fancy ninja.
I still think you're giving him too much praise on that one. I mean, I can appreciate Batman for who he is. It's
not your favorite.
DC was always hard for me because with Avengers, you felt like you were actually reading a team fighting together. Where DC, it's like, oh, there's a monster attack and let's fight them together. And then they do. And then it's like the next episode, fucking The Flash has gone crazy and we have to take him out. Wonder Woman's gone crazy. We have to take her out. Like fucking Superman fucking has a hemorrhoid and it set him off and now we have to take him out. Like, I mean, it was always weird shit, dude. And it was always like that. Somebody, I mean, they even made a joke at themselves and then they still continue to do it where like fucking there's a whole series about them wanting to take out Batman because they're all having a meeting and he brings up the fact that he has a contingency plan for every member of the Justice League. And they're all like, yeah, but we don't have a contingency plan for you. And it's just like, okay, well now Batman's dangerous to the Justice League because he has a contingency plan for all of us. And it's just like, I mean, bro, fucking... Why do any of you motherfuckers even sit in the same room with each other anymore? Like, god damn. Like, you'd be better off being just fucking, like, superheroes for hire. Jesus Christ. Fucking call yourself a team anymore. That's like those things where, like, you fucking could get, like, some good comic, you know, episodes of, like, the behind the scenes of the Justice League. Like, no fighting whatsoever as far as superheroes and shit go, where it's just stuff where it's like, fucking Superman's going to go park his car and fucking Batman pulls into the spot right in front. It's like, ha, fuck you, Clark, and shit like that. Like that kind of shit has to happen on the daily. Fucking Aquaman grabs the last of the fucking coffee right before fucking Wonder Woman comes in. Fucking Flash doesn't change out the fucking black ink in the copier. Like, you know, shit like that. Like that is 100% the shit that has to go on a daily basis for them to hate each other as much as they do.
They should do that. That would be great to watch. That'd be some great humor.
I agree. If anybody was talented at animating it dead funny, I'd be like, all right, it's time to make a show. But we don't have that kind of talent, so it's not going to happen. But, I'm telling you, that shit has to happen on a daily. Like, they fucking hate each other, dude. They hate each other. It's fucking nuts. So, growing up, it was a lot easier to read Marvel because it was like, not only do they play as a team, but it was always progression as well. To where, like, every time you had to fight a team member, it felt like we were taking a step back. To where moving forward as a team, moving forward character progression, Thanos, you know, like they did things in an arc beautifully where it's like the Infinity Wars, and then you're reading through all this. Okay, cool. Now that's under their belt. What's this next big threat that's going to happen that they're going to have to fucking figure shit out? Age of Ultron, da-da-da-da-da, and shit like that. You know? Makes sense. But, okay, fair enough. So, we've got Nintendo. We've got Marvel. We know you don't like horror films. We know this much. You're not really a horror guy, even though you come play Dead by Daylight with us, and for some reason you fucking love zombies. So I think you're just fucking lying, honestly. But it is what it is. Oh man, dude. So really, with the fact of not growing up and watching superhero movies, you don't like horror films. I mean, what were movies kind of like a big part of like your, not necessarily your childhood, but like I remember being a teenager and constantly wanting to go out to the movies with friends or taking a girl to the movies on a date. Was that like a big deal for you, or are you just not big into movies?
Like very, very limited what we could watch. So yeah, really? It was, like I said, once we started actually being able to watch superhero movies, I did go to like every Marvel movie every time it came out to the theater, so that was exciting to go to and everything. But as far as other movies, nah. Damn, dude. I always amaze people everywhere if they start like, this such and such actor, and I'm like, who? And then they look at me like I've been living on another planet or something, and I really don't know who they're talking about.
What people don't understand, though, and the reason why we're doing this fucking podcast is because Dark Canter's been in Scientology since he was born, so we're trying to...
No, not quite.
All he knows is Tom Cruise and Vince Vaughn, that's it. Or not Vince Vaughn, that's not who it is. It's fucking John Travolta. That's the other motherfucker that's in Scientology. John Travolta and fucking Tom Cruise. Oh man, dude, that shit's crazy, man. I love fucking listening to like fucking. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say I love it. It's entertainment, but it's always like sad, interesting entertainment because like every time you hear like these fucking stories and stuff about it, it's always like, it's never like I was part of Scientology and I got out. It's always I was part of Scientology. I got my entire family into Scientology. I got out, and now I'm completely exiled and excommunicated from the rest of my family. It's always like those kind of heartbreaking stories where it's like, man, fuck, dude, that shit kind of sucks. It's nuts to me that like we have something like that that's still to this day as big as it is, and fucking, it's mind blowing, fucking mind blowing.
Oh yeah.
People are gonna do what people are gonna do. Everybody needs something to believe in at the end of the day, I guess.
Sure.
I don't know.
I think so. I think even atheists, they believe in humanity, so they still believe in something. So
everybody needs something, man. At the end of the day, to rest that head down, I guess you need something to fucking cope. I don't know. I don't know. See, and that's the thing that blows my mind, especially with the thought of like humanity's enough. I can't name anybody more than me that has literally the smallest amount, if not any, faith in humanity at all. At all. I'll never forget the day I lost it. Was we were sitting at a Mexican restaurant and I was watching some football stuff. I want to say my Falcons were playing. And they had just finished. And there was a news report that scrolled across the bottom of the screen. So it didn't even get airtime besides a scroll across the bottom of the screen. And it was talking about a 48-year-old man who had sexually molested a 4-month-old baby. And I was like, how? What kind of fucking evil lives on this planet that could happen? And it's just like, fucking A, dude. So at that point, I was like, fuck it, dude. Fuck humanity, we're all fucked. Like, somewhere out there, there's some goddamn aliens that are watching us, and they're just waiting to pull that trigger and just blast this fucking planet and just move on. They're just waiting, dude. I always love hearing people, like, I love getting into conversations with people about aliens, and I love the ones that are like, oh, man, yeah, but we got all these weapons. The aliens aren't going to fuck with us. We fuck them up. It's like, bruh, if they're here, we don't even have close to the technology they have. Like, exactly. We struggle getting to the goddamn moon, and it's fucking next door. Like, yep. Bro, let's be honest right now, all right? Like, come on. So, I don't know.
Yeah, we have to hope they like us.
Yeah, no
if they're there.
See, and that's the thing that sucks whenever I think about people like you who fucking, like, aren't that big into horror, because it's like, in my opinion, so I love conspiracy theories. I'm a big fucking... Now, I say this, let me clarify. I don't partake in conspiracy theories. I like to see what other people could come up with. That shit's very interesting to me. And the reason why is because I think of my upbringing. I was very big into ghosts and aliens. So I already had that whole, like, believer versus non-believer mentality. I understood that. And how there are people who can sit firmly on that fence and look at certain things and be like, well, I'm just one of those people where I kind of have to see it to believe it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not saying it does exist. But for me, I haven't seen enough evidence of either or, because some of the shit that happens whenever we look at ghost aspects, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of that shit is based off of... This is where the ghost thing gets me laughing the most. The majority of the conversations I have with people, it always comes down to science, right? So science proves that ghosts doesn't exist. But yet we have all these scientific tools that ghost hunters use to try to prove that ghosts do exist, which fucking cracks me the fuck up, because it's like the main thing that you're like fucking placating proves it doesn't exist is the number one tool used to prove that it does exist. So then it's like, let's throw science out the window. Everybody falls back on faith. It's like, that is such a hollow argument to have, because faith is the most unexplored thing and the most thing that no one can actually fucking verify at all, regardless of religion. Doesn't fucking matter. So it's just funny to me that there's such diehards of like, ghosts don't exist or ghosts do exist, and there's not more of like, they might not. Like, that's just how it is until I fucking see it. I don't know. So it's funny to me that there's just so much on one side and the other. And same thing with fucking aliens. It's like one of those things where it's all like, with all the technology we have, aliens don't exist. We know about it. Science that you're using to do that has proven there are vast galaxies and planets. You're telling me we're the only motherfuckers lucky enough to breathe life? Really? I think there's aliens. Well, are they here yet? That's a completely different conversation we can have. But to tell me that aliens are 100% don't exist, life form does not exist in any shape or form anywhere else, bro. That's kind of a hard pill for me to fucking swallow on that one. So
yeah, I can see aliens existing, but like, you know, they don't have to be like aliens in movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they may be just like us, and that they're looking at the stars, wondering if there's anybody else out there too.
Now, I will say this: let's say aliens 100% without a doubt do exist, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say that they are watching us right now, and this is why we keep seeing all these UFO sightings, right?
Right.
If aliens landed on Earth, in the States, we're going to say in the States, and they were peaceful, and we're like, it's time we talk to you guys about technology, whatever. Mm-hmm. We want to be on media. Like, everybody has to see this, or we're not going to do it. Like, we're not going to do this whole government cover-up bullshit, We've seen what you guys did to Quaqua in Area 51 when he accidentally crashed because he was drinking and driving. Like, we're not doing all that, you know what I mean? Right? So, they land.
Mm.
How disappointed would you be if they were like the traditional gray bodies with big black eyes? I would feel pretty disappointed. I'd be like, you know what? Just fucking leave. I don't even care anymore. Like, you're not good enough. You're just not good enough. Like, they could literally show up and hand out free ray guns to everybody, and I would just be like, I'm just disappointed with this. Like, I'm just disappointed. Like,
I would be disappointed unless they were like, oh, wait, we're shapeshifters. We just thought that you would recognize us this way easier.
Right, but see that's great. That yeah. I'd be like, oh, I'm fucking in, bro. Show me some shit that's gonna make my fucking brain explode. Like, let's go. To where, like, if that's what they look like and they're just like, meh, I'd be like, well, that sucks.
Do you know anyone else from another planet?
Right? Are there people that look cooler than you? Because you're pretty fucking bland. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man.
That's crazy, dude. I would be even more depressed if they showed up and they looked like us. I'd be fucking just depressed. I'd be like, God damn it, dude. Like, fucking A. At that point, I think if that happened, anybody that's Christian would have an absolutely sound argument that God exists at that point. Even aliens were made in his image. Even aliens, you know what I mean? Like, that would be the best argument they would have. Fucking aliens came from miles and miles and miles and miles of light years away, and they still looked like fucking what we say the Bible says. God created man in his own image. Aliens look like us. God created aliens. God exists. Go fuck yourself. Like, that'd be the best argument for Christians. 100%. 100%. You would never be able to argue against them at that point. Fucking atheists are all like, fuck it, dude. I'm buying a Bible. I'm buying a Bible. Let's fucking go. It's crazy, dude. I'd be so upset, dude. I'd be so upset. Oh, man. Anyways, enough of the dead funny rant. We always have multiple of those fucking episode. Wouldn't be a podcast without one.
True.
So, growing up, we had video games, weren't really big into movies, TV shows.
No, our family did not have cable.
Really? Man, dude, you grew up like fucking Little House on the Prairie. Jesus Christ. Some fucking log cabin out in the middle of fucking nowhere. little Canter sitting on a fucking wooden rocking chair and fucking little NES that his parents didn't understand what the technology was. They thought it was a toy and just threw it in his room.
I was allowed an hour of video games a day. On an egg timer.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. On an egg timer.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. My parents couldn't tell me what to do. That was... yeah. Once the beating started, I didn't give a shit. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to get in trouble for something anyway, so fuck it. Lights out, go to sleep, all right. It's been about 30 minutes. They're probably in bed, sweet Zelda time.
I mean, I'm not saying that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I believe in moderation. I believe in moderation. There's nothing wrong with moderation, especially with kids, because it's very easy for you to lose, even as an adult, it's very easy for you to lose track of time.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many other things that we should prioritize than video games. That I don't disagree with. Work should always come first. Health should always come first. At the end of the day, as long as you're taking care, like for me in my situation, I spend time with my daughter. My relationship is doing great. I work all my fucking hours every single fucking week. I do shit for Dead Funny. I do shit for Clouded Blade. I make money off of Clouded Blade. Here we are. I can play fucking video games, relax, fucking, as long as I'm not ignoring my responsibilities. It's great. Kids don't have a concept of responsibilities because they don't have responsibilities at that age. So I understand needing to be strict. An hour and the egg timer, like for me growing up, that egg timer would have been broken 1,000 times over. 1,000 times over. 100%. That shit would have been like hid under the house, out in the woods, in the trash.
I'd be like, oh, 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
Okay, it's actually 20 minutes.
There you go.
But I got caught a few times, and that didn't go over so well. So,
obviously. Fucking got that egg timer upside my head. That would have been my fucking punishment right there. Man, dude. That's nuts. Yeah, but I mean, fucking, we all come from all walks of life, so, it is what it is now. It's fair enough. But yeah, I mean, and see, it sucks because, especially being a parent, because you're a parent as well, being a parent, it's so hard to look for that perfect aspects out of stuff that you were raised on to use in parenting moving forward. You know what I mean? Like, for me, the strict aspect I don't think works. I don't think works, but I have friends who completely free reign, and I couldn't imagine trying to raise one of them. Like, fuck you, dude. No, like, you're fucking terrible. Like, I just... Everybody's like, there's that healthy, happy medium, but there's not, dude. There's just not. There's no 100% way to parent. Once again, we're all different individuals.
Right.
Obviously, every kid's different. Exactly. Every kid's unique. So it's going to be finding that special uniqueness, and it's just, man, dude, I don't know. It's rough. Yeah. It's rough. Because I'm like one of those parents where it's like, I don't want to be a counting parent. I don't think counting helps anything. Like, I think doing the whole, like, fucking... Listen here, you fuck. You got 10 seconds to stop doing what you're doing and get over here. In my mind as a kid, I'm like, okay, cool. I realistically have 9 seconds to keep doing what I'm doing. And then I'm going to come over there at the last second and then be like, oh, okay, I came over here. You told me I had 10 seconds. So I fucking finished what I was doing for 9 seconds. Like, fucking, what do you want from me, I can't imagine looking at a kid like, for instance, like, pissing on my TV or something like that. I'm like, you got 5 seconds to stop. Well, I'm fucking not tapering this off for another 4 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, it makes no sense to me to be a counting parent. But maybe that works with some people. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I've never seen it work. I hate seeing that stuff in the grocery store where the kid's like grabs a candy bar and it's like, put that back. You have 5 seconds to put that back. That kid's not gonna fucking put it back until you take it out of their hand. They want the candy bar, so they picked it up in the first fucking place. Realistically, it'd be more better of, okay, cool, we can get you the candy bar, but you got chores to do, so you can eat it whenever you get home, do your chores, and then we'll talk about you having your candy bar. Maybe you'll have half today, do your other chores tomorrow, you'll have the other half tomorrow. Boom. Yeah. Versus yelling at your kid, telling them, you got 5 seconds, and then they're just gonna be like, well, you're not gonna do anything. Because that, in my opinion, like, I think it's very, very important to figure out where your kids can challenge you early on. Because they notice that. It's not so much that we know it, they know it. And that's where the problem is. Whenever kids can find out there's certain places where they can challenge you and push and push and push and push those barriers, I think that's where a lot of parents lose control. But once again, I'm a brand new parent. I'm sure I'll fuck up somewhere. It's bound to fucking happen. It's going to happen. Oh, yeah. It is what it is.
It does. It does. Yeah. My little guy, he's like, he'll be 3 this October, so I've had a little more time than you have. But
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's not 1 until November, so yeah, it's fucking nuts, dude. It's fucking nuts. So we got Dark Canter, the gamer, not big on movies, not big on TV shows, Scientology.
No.
Scientology escapist. No. So I mean, I guess kind of, just growing up. I mean, what? So for those of you who don't know, Dark Canter does stream, and if you don't know, fucking, you streamed with me multiple times, so you should know this at this fucking point. Dark Canter, you stream. You have a YouTube channel where you just do gameplay. It's kind of a relaxed hobby at this point for YouTube.
I used to just upload my Twitch VODs there, like, directly. Okay. And then I kind of got to the point where I had some feedback from people, and they're like, I really would rather watch a 20-minute video, not, your 3 hours of zombie hunting. I was like, oh, well, I guess people don't enjoy this too much then. And then I just don't get, I'm horrible at video editing. I need to hire someone to do that. But I don't make any money yet, so.
Are you horrible at video editing, or you just don't have the time to edit? There's two different things. Things. Because
I do work.
Editing can be taught very easily to do basic editing. Editing can be taught very easily. I fucking teach a class to every person we bring on to Dead Funny for a fucking full, I think, 3 weekends in a row. We go through an editing course, and I show them all the basics of editing, thumbnail creation, all that shit. There's a difference between not being able to edit and not wanting to edit. Those are two completely different things.
I work like basically, let's see.
You work usually stupid hours.
5 days a week, 12 hours a day. So there you go. 60 hours, about an hour round trip to go there and back. So,
Yeah. And that's where that priority stuff comes in. Stuff comes in. Exactly. That's fair. Okay.
But it's there. I mean, there's a few videos to watch. Sometimes if I grab a clip from Twitch, I threw one of those in recently. But recently, months ago. So that's what it is.
I got my own YouTube channel too, but I haven't put anything on there yet. So. Because I had the same problem and I tested out on Dead Funny first, where I was just uploading my VODs of me playing Final Fantasy. And at first they were doing great, and then everybody was all like, they're long, which is great because we're getting story, but they're not being like ended and started well. Like it would be like, where I'm just like, oh fuck, dude, it's like 3 a.m. Man, I'll do this quest. I'll have to finish this quest tomorrow or some shit, like that. To where like what I'm working on now is going back, and I think I might wait till the Pixelation remasters come out, because we just got news about that. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the PSP remasters or I'm going to do the Pixelation remasters. But basically what I'm going to do is do stuff where it's like, for instance, Final Fantasy 1 first boss you fight is Garland. You fucking walk into the castle. Oh, Sarah's missing. Fucking Garland took her. He's a cunt. Okay, cool. So let's go fight Garland. Go up there, fight Garland. Bam. Episode 1 done. Like, even if it's 10 minutes. Boom. Makes sense. We started the game. We had to go fight Garland. Garland was quest. Garland's done. Next quest. Something like that. I feel is a little bit more easier to digest YouTube-wise. But Twitch-wise, see, that's the problem with this fucking shit, dude. It's so different back and forth. We just streamed last night. I ended my stream. By the time I woke up, I already had 33 views on that fucking video. Yeah. 33 views. And it's like, you go and look at the analytics of it, and a decent proportion of it's fucking watched. It's crazy. It's like fucking out of the 6-hour stream, I think like the average runtime was like 4 hours and 10 minutes. It's like fucking people are watching it. It's like, but that doesn't translate over to YouTube. It's fucking nuts, dude. And it is one of those things where
like different people, and it's like, certain people like YouTube, certain people like Twitch, and they just have different viewing. Do they just watch videos different? Some like long videos, some like short videos. I don't know.
Well, I can definitely say this much. Getting into the YouTube game, my thought process on it was, you have the difference between YouTube and Twitch to me was, talk about some unprofessional shit. Anyways, the difference between YouTube and Twitch for me is, you have YouTube where these are videos that people want to watch, and they would like to interact with you in the comments and have the community outreach there. It's more about talking with the community than it is about talking with you. They want you to be part of it because everybody's there for you. But growing that community and people being able to talk and express the love. Perfect example, Rooster Teeth. Well, used to be a perfect example, Rooster Teeth. People all coming together to talk about the specific shit they like and what they like to see. That's great information for Rooster Teeth to keep fucking moving forward. What they're fucking doing now, I have no goddamn clue. I haven't watched Rooster Teeth so fucking long now because I don't care. There's nobody there that I fucking pretty much care about anymore at this point. Like, I don't care. Every time I look at a new fucking thumbnail that comes out and it does that like 10-second preview on YouTube, I don't know 75% of the people who are on those videos. I don't care anymore. I literally don't care anymore. I think Rooster Teeth is slowly dying at this point. It's unfortunate. They were a great channel. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Rooster Teeth's pretty close to fucking dead at this point.
I want them to finish Ruby first.
Yeah, and Ruby had such a hard fall off after Monty passed away too. That was another fucking big hit too. So we'll see.
Yep.
But with Twitch, it seems that it's more about the interaction with the streamer and being able to have the instant interaction with the streamer. Yeah. And I can see how for instance, like let's say this podcast was being streamed and me and you were talking to the people who were participating in the stream, I could see how people wouldn't give a shit on YouTube about that because it's like, well, we're not part of that conversation. Unless we're doing like a Q&A, then maybe. But it, like I said, there's just so many differences between the two. So being that person that wants to do both, I don't really know how successful you could be at that. I really fucking don't, because I don't think anything you do on Twitch is ever going to resonate on YouTube and be anywhere near as lucrative for you on YouTube versus you doing anything on YouTube and re-uploading those on Twitch. No, I mean, who watches re-uploaded videos on Twitch? I see that shit happen all the time, and I feel like that's like the lowest amount of views I ever normally see on like big streamers when it's like, hey, they're doing a rerun. Like, who fucking cares? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Yeah, that is
so
weird.
Yeah, I mean, besides something like how I'm doing it, where it's like my Clouded Blade is completely different from the shit that goes on Dead Funny, that's two completely different sources of entertainment. Yeah. I think that's honestly the only way to fucking do it, which is sucks because then it's like, okay, well, what the fuck am I going to do with my YouTube channel? You know, I don't have time to do Dead Funny, do Clouded Blade Twitch, and then find out some random shit I'm going to do for a Clouded Blade YouTube. Like, fucking, okay. Like, fuck, so many hours in a goddamn day. It's nuts, dude.
It's nuts. I'm not sure how that puzzle is solved either. So, I mainly just do Twitch.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair. Well, since we're kind of getting close to the end here, we learned a little bit here, but the biggest thing that I have for you, which is the main question everybody loves for me to ask, especially when it comes to Twitch streamers, what to you was the moment that you decided to start Twitch? What made you want to start Twitch? What was the deciding factor where you're like, you know what, I am going to try to do this? I know, obviously, you've been doing a lot more now that you have your computer, which that's a smart move. I really think it is stupid hard for anybody to get successful, even affiliate successful, on a console. I know people now that I play with who want to stream on a console because they just don't have a computer. Do it if you want to do it. Do not compare yourself to other streamers because it is going to be stupid fucking hard. There's so much more as far as tools and access and analytics that you can use on the computer to help make your stream better that you cannot access on any console.
Yeah.
So what was that deciding moment? What pushed you to it? What made you even want to get into streaming in the first place as well?
Well, that's kind of a two-part question then. So I think what's really made me want to stream is something that I've always had since I was growing up and barely able to play video games. But I always enjoyed video games the most when I could be like, hey, look what I can do on this. And having an audience to actually watch me do the thing was so much better than just being locked up away by myself doing it. Like, the interaction there, the just, oh wow, that was cool kind of thing. Like that's so cool. That's so magical to be able to do that. And there was I did used to play like Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy video games, and I would have my grandma play them with me because she actually knew what was going on. You know, she watched those shows, and we would play it together with me playing the game, but she would be there with me to play. And like, those kind of things were always the best. So
gotcha.
I do like having interaction, somebody saying like, that's cool. So like Twitch, I mean, you can do YouTube Live, but Twitch just automatically seemed like
it's the place where people are.
Yeah. And you
it's 100% easier to go to the place where people are than it is to get the people to leave that place to come to where you want them to be. 100%
yeah, for sure. And so by the time I moved out on my own, you know, and started learning about more things that were out there than, you know, I was able to at home. Twitch, so people play video games and people watch them play. Well, that's cool. I think I do want to try to do this at some point. And I don't know if there was like a magical moment when I first started the channel and stuff, but it was just going back to that. Like, I just love playing games for people and have them watch it and be like, that's cool. That's all I want is to be able to bring entertainment like that and it's with a video game that we're looking at together, kind of thing. So
that's fair. That's fair. So obviously, we can't say you're hugely successful. Can't say I'm hugely successful. We're all still small streamers, 100% still small streamers. I mean, I fucking have, I think, like 110 followers at this point. Still small streamer. But we've been doing it for a while. So this is a common question I get asked a lot as a content creator. And this happens sometimes on stream. This happens sometimes in comments on videos. This happens sometimes in person whenever I talk to people and tell them what I do, da-da-da-da-da. If you had advice, because regardless whether you're successful or not, at this point, you've hit affiliate. That is a huge milestone, which congrats, by the way. That is a huge milestone for small streamers because it's hard. Starting out, streaming to 3 people, and one of them is you. We've all been there. It's rough, and having a dead chat, no one talking. We can only do so much to continue to keep prepping things, whether it's lighting or background or audio or mic or graphics, da-da-da-da-da. All hardware aside, if you had any kind of advice to give to people who are wanting to get into streaming now, because as much as I feel that there's a time to come and pass for everything, Twitch is one of those where it's adapting so much, unfortunately, to an extent. There's a lot of stuff that happens on Twitch now I don't really think needs to be on Twitch, and I think Twitch has lost its roots at this point for what it normally used to be to what it is now.
Oh, yeah.
Neither here or there. But for people who are still wanting to get into Twitch and they still want to stream, I feel like this is a really valuable question, and I don't think there are wrong answers to this. I think because we all do so many different things and we all took completely different avenues to get there, I think that regardless, of who you are, where you're at in your Twitch aspect, that there's valuable information from everybody at this point. So if someone was, asking this question, what are some mistakes that either one, you've made that you've corrected, or two, what is just some sage advice that you could give to starting streamers now to try to help get to that affiliate status? What would be, some, I guess, parting words that you could leave on that?
Well, as far as mistakes I've made, I would always tell anybody, don't stream if you're not feeling like streaming.
Okay.
That's 100% a mistake, because if you're just like, I just got to stream because I haven't streamed in a while, you're not going to be into the stream. You're not going to be into looking at chat, and you're probably not going to be into the video game either. So that's just dead, and nobody wants to make it
easy.
Dead.
It's very easy to pick up on body language. So it's very easy to pick up on your overall mood and attitude. I completely agree with that. And on that note, to piggyback off of that, before you move on to the next one here, it's okay to play a game and not stream. It's 100% okay to play a game and not stream. It's also okay to end a stream and then continue playing the game that you're playing. Everybody needs breaks, regardless what people think. I think one of the biggest false things that's said about streaming is you're just turning on a stream and you're just playing the game anyway. And it's so wrong. There is a lot mentally and emotionally that you have to be prepared for whenever it comes to streaming. And I'm not talking about like fucking boohoo, someone's going to be picking on me in chat. That's not what I'm talking about. If I'm quiet and I'm not talking on stream, Twitch does not update automatically. It's like a fucking 5-minute delay. There could be like 10 people who jump in my stream, and by the time I see that number go from 0 to 10, for me to be like, oh, what's up, chat? How's everybody doing? They're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. Because in that 5-minute delay, they're like, this dude's just quiet, sitting here doing nothing. So you have to be mentally and emotionally prepared for the fact that you're probably going to be having conversations by yourself, to yourself, the entire time. So there's a lot that goes on. Like there's personalities. I mean, I'm pretty close to the same person I am on camera as I am off camera, but that's just because that's who I am as a person regardless anyway. There's a lot of people who that's not who they are. They have to put on a whole different character, and it's not like they're lying or anything else like that. It's just a different character. People choose that, and that's completely fine. So that's even more work. That's just taxing because then it's like fucking, especially whenever you're like us, we're dads, we have full-time jobs, and here we are where we have a hobby that we would love to fucking get paid to fucking do, and we're trying to fucking make it work. That's a lot of time and energy at the end of the day to put into a hobby for hopes and dreams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's okay to take that break is basically my main point here for people who are listening to that. It's okay to take that break, because if you don't take that break and you do what Canter just said, streaming because you have to stream and you're not into it, it's very easy to pick that up body language wise, your attitude overall. It's very easy to pick that up and be like, this person's really fucking having a bad day. And then at that point, that's where the toxicity comes in for the viewer, because then it's like, do I be that viewer that stays and try to do what I can to make this person's day, or am I just going to move on? And no one really wants to be that viewer to have that thrown on them. They're looking to you for entertainment.
Yeah.
The moment you start a Twitch channel, you are there to entertain other people. You don't owe them anything. I want to get that clear, because there's a lot of viewers that get very entitled, like, well, I've been watching you for a long time, you should play the games I want you to play. No, you can go fuck yourself. You don't owe anybody anything at all. You fucking do what you want to do, but you have to understand the aspect that you are the entertainer. You at least need to try to be entertaining if you want to be successful. If you're not going to be entertaining and you're just going to sit there and be quiet and just watch games, some people get away with that shit. That's mainly because they have other things going on. It's mainly because they have other things going on. But you know, we can't all get away with that. So, is what it is. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if I really can think of any other like mistakes I've made. Only one I may say would, I mean, when you're getting started, it's fine just to get started with what you have, but probably better to upgrade as soon as you can instead of keeping on putting it off. When I streamed from my console, I never got around to getting a capture card. I think the old computer I had would have probably handled the streaming part of it. It just couldn't play the games. So if I'd bought a capture card, I could have upgraded quite a bit of my stream. And I just never did. And then I never bought a camera for my PlayStation, which was also another option I had. And I could have got a face cam going a lot earlier, which super helps your streams.
Super big. Absolutely.
People know,
like to see who they're
they like to see you. It's a big thing. So that's probably my 3 big mistakes that I have made. And definitely the first one, if you're not into the stream, don't stream. Like, I mean, unless you got a schedule to keep to, but you gotta make sure before you get on the camera that, okay, we gotta compartmentalize all that.
Something.
Take
a walk, come back, blow some steam right quick, whatever you gotta do. Jack off, something, fucking something. I love it. You guys don't know Dark Canter behind the scenes, but I like to put Dark Canter in very iffy moments. So we had 2 different childhoods growing up. He was a little bit more sheltered, where I was all out there. So throwing it at him and catching him off guard is pretty great. Anyways. But yeah.
Probably, though, my biggest positive advice to give, not the don'ts, but the do's, I've started finding the most success when I started networking with other people, both in streaming already, and then just, like, reaching out on social media. Like, they call it social media for a reason.
That's fair.
You can get so many more people to come to your channel if you just advertise on social media, and then reach out to people that are there to help people reach out for people. There were several small streamers, hashtag on Twitter, and just different accounts that were like, hey, just post your stream under here. Go follow some other streamers that are on here, as well after you post your kind of thing, and just trying to bring people together to network. It's super huge. That's what really helped push the follower over the requirement for affiliate, was just doing that, just reaching out and trying to network, and then finding enough people that'll help you get the average there. And that's where you go to Discord and talk to your friends and stuff that you've made.
Yep.
And
Social media presence should
yeah,
never be underestimated. Never be underestimated. Twitter, Facebook, I feel like people should still keep that private if that's what you want, and that's why you have a fucking Facebook. But Twitter, 100% the channel growth that helps out with Twitter being able to fucking, like you said, hashtag small streamers, or even
mm-hmm.
hashtagging the games that you're going to be playing, because every game has its own fucking Twitter account. I can tell
Yep.
you how many times I do that for fucking Dead by Daylight, hashtagging Twitch, hashtagging the fact that you are a small streamer, or affiliate goals, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That is a great fucking way, because you have a whole bunch of other people who are in the same boat you are, who are looking up these hashtags to try to use it for themselves, and seeing someone who's doing what they should be doing, seeing the health of this hashtag, which will also lead them to other people that are using it, and then them going and checking out and seeing, hey, how's the growth happen, da 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 da. And then once again, as
Yep.
Dark Canter pointed out, there's that network.
Yep. That's
So
probably
100%
the
agree.
most important. Yeah, most important thing to do. And then just
Networking.
in play games you enjoy. Don't play
Yeah.
games because they're popular. Play games you enjoy. You bring so
Mm-hmm.
much more energy to what you enjoy playing.
The problem with playing games that you're not enjoying and you're only doing it for the popularity, all the fucking thousands of Fortnite streamers who all have fucking dead Twitches at this point, is people. So there's two ways to get into Twitch. There's, I want to get into Twitch because it's a hobby, and I want to get into Twitch because I want to get paid. 9 times out of 10, the I'm going to get into Twitch to get paid is not going to happen. You have your few success stories. The I'm going to get into Twitch because it's a hobby is a lot more profitable in the end and a lot harder to do in the beginning. That being said, if you're only going to play stuff that is popular and you have no enthusiasm towards it, sooner or later the hobby is going to turn into a job. And then you're going to start to get those negative thoughts. I've had these negative thoughts. I'm not scared to say it. I've had these negative thoughts about Dead Funny. I've had these negative thoughts about Clouded Blade. It's happened. I've even had the negative thoughts about Darkstar when I was on Darkstar. Sooner or later, you're going to look at it and go, this is the time that I'm putting into it, and I'm not getting anything. And especially on Twitch, you stream to yourself for a very, very long time. It is
Yes, you do.
not quick. It is not quick. I have been through, I think, 3 name changes before I started building my fucking brand. Um, so it takes a fucking while to get there. That being said, uh, when you take it from being a hobby to a job and you're not getting anything out of it, it's so easy to get that negative toxicity of, why am I doing this anymore?
Yep.
So anybody who's wanting to be a streamer, 100% agree with Cancer on this. Play stuff you want to play. It's okay to play popular stuff,
Mm.
but just know that that is a very short sprint race. Very short sprint race. So if you're gonna play something popular, be like, oh, okay, cool. Fridays I'll play Fortnite, but the other 4 days that I stream, I'm gonna play shit that I want to play. Is a lot more better for you mental wise in the long run, and
Mm.
will last you longer than I'm gonna play Fortnite. Because the problem that a lot of people don't understand with this, and I see it happen on Dead by Daylight a lot too, is people will be like, I'm a Dead by Daylight streamer. This is all I'm going to do. I'm a Dead by Daylight streamer. You're going to grow that audience, and then anytime you go to play anything else, no one's going to fucking care. No one is going to fucking care. And this is something that I've pointed out 1,000 times on different other channels and stuff like that. We've seen people fucking get attacked because of shit like this too. Not like physically attacked, but just the fact that like they lose health to their channel, da 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 da. You put
Mm.
yourself in a box, and once you're in that box, the chances of getting out are extremely fucking slim. When I made Dead Funny, and we were going through with the original people who were helping me come up with the concept, because I used to be a co-founder. I'm a founder now because none of the other fucking co-founders are here. So when you look at situations like that, names came up. Okay, so Dead Funny was the name we went with. I'm not going to talk about the other potential names that we were going to go with, because those could be potential shows, and that's kind of why we have those on backlog. But let's say Dead Funny was the name we came up with. Great. there were people who were like, well, shouldn't we be Dead Funny Entertainment? Or shouldn't we be like Dead Funny Games or Dead Funny Gaming? You put yourself in a box. Dead Funny doesn't need anything on the end of it. Another person that I can completely point to, and I'm not saying Darkstar's doing anything wrong, but Darkstar, in my opinion, doesn't need anything on the end of it. But Darkstar was specifically created to be a reaction channel, so it makes sense that it had reacts on it. But then once again, now Darkstar is in that reaction box. We've seen things that they've done outside of that. Some of it did well, some of it didn't, and that's the difficulty of being in the fucking box. It sucks. I didn't want Dead Funny to be in a box like I've seen so many other times with so many other things. Once again, Darkstar way more fucking profitable and way more fucking popular than Dead Funny is. Not throwing shade at Darkstar. I want to be very clear about that. That being said, whenever I made Dead Funny, it was like I didn't want to put anything on the end because my vision for Dead Funny was always a variety channel, a Rooster Teeth, if you will. There's not a Rooster Teeth Entertainment or Rooster Teeth, fucking whatever. It's literally a variety channel. So when you do something where it's like, I'm a Dead by Daylight streamer, I'm a Fortnite streamer, that's all people are going to come to you for. Sooner or later, you're going to get put in that box. It's going to be very fucking hard to get out. And then you're going to start playing shit that you want to play because you're like, fuck, I don't want to play that game anymore. I don't want to play that game anymore. And then everybody's going to leave. And then you're going to be one of those. This is the most disgusting thing to see on Twitch. You're going to be one of those fucking streamers that has like 5,000 followers and 2 viewers. And that is super, super damaging to you as a person. Because it's like, I have all these followers and no one gives a fuck about my content. That's hard to move forward. That's hard to fucking move forward. That is stupid hard to move forward. So, and the same thing with YouTube channels, honestly. I mean, if you have like fucking 5,000 subscribers and fucking all your views are getting like 3 views a video, it's like, why am I doing this? Very easy for that question to come up, and that question is a fucking killer. It is a killer. A lot of people don't bounce back from that question. I can honestly say at this point, if I was doing a YouTube channel by myself, Dead Funny probably wouldn't be fucking moving anymore. 100%. I can definitely say that. The fact that I have other people and we as a team work to keep this fucking channel going, doesn't matter that I'm the fucking leader of Dead Funny, that has nothing to do with it. Fucking Kelsey, rock. JoJo is a rock. JJ is a rock. Everybody's coming up with ideas. Everybody's trying to keep the channel pushing forward. So I know this doesn't relate to Twitch because usually Twitch is solo projects, but I mean, this is some sage advice from me, I guess. Collabs. When you can get everybody together and you're all shouting each other out and you share that community, you share that audience because you all play like games, it's so much better than just going on your own, which also goes back to the social media aspect. So there's a lot of things that I think a lot of people don't understand how good it is early on. And you'll meet your people who fucking burn you out on that too. I don't want to act like it's all rainbows and fucking unicorns because it's not. I know a streamer who specifically does nothing but play Dead by Daylight, and when we as a community found this specific streamer, they had nobody, literally nobody. They fucking blew up. We got so many followers. We got them to affiliate instantly. We got so many people to start following them, push them off onto so many different other streamers. They became part of our community. Their partner now, they don't talk to any of us anymore. At all. Literally cut us completely the fuck off. Not that I'm asking for any kind of handout, but like we used to play games together. They don't even do that anymore. It's just like, nah, I got other partners that I can play with. I don't need to play with you guys. That type of person. It's gonna happen. It's not like it's not gonna happen, and it sucks. It's not even so much of a I created you situation. It's more of a like, we used to play and have a good time. Like that really fucking sucks that we can't do that anymore because you feel that your social status is way higher than mine. But you also then go and look. Sooner or later, that's going to catch up with that person. That's all I got to say on that one. Sooner or later, it's going to catch up with that person. That person tweets. They have like 1,000 something followers. They get like 2 reactions per tweet. To where back when they were part of the community and they had a shit ton less followers, they were more reactions than they had fucking followers at that point. It shows. It shows. You do justice happens. Karma is a bitch, and it will come back around at some point. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, any sage advice I guess I have to add on to what Canter said. I mean, like I said, the collabs are huge. Not only is it huge for the fact that you can share audiences, and you're going to find a lot of people who don't care about what's in it for me. And if you find people who are like, what's in it for me, those aren't the people you should be collabing with, just plain out. That's just how that works on YouTube. That's how that works on Twitch. Because, you know, it shouldn't always be an advantageous thing. That being said, you're not an asshole for not wanting to put a lot of time into something that you don't think is going to be that beneficial either. But just find ways to do it where it's fun for you and it makes sense for you. But if it's like you going completely out of your way, no one's going to fucking be like, you know, like, I mean, if I was to sit here and find like for instance, like, let's say Dark Canter was like, fucking, let's do a lot more collabs on YouTube. Fucking, you know, I've got like two subscribers, and I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, let's do some things. It's like I do them, and then, you know, we do it. It was cool. It was fun. We uploaded it. Had a good time. Dark Canter starts getting some more followers, but they're all followers from fucking Dead Funny. And then it's like, then I start looking at it as, all right, cool, that was awesome. That was a great thing. Now Dark Canter's like, oh man, dude, let's do something like fucking 3 times a week, and you edit it. And then you send it to me, and then I'll upload it on my channel. Okay, Dark Canter, you're starting to be a tad bit of an asshole. Like, this doesn't make sense for me anymore, besides the fact that I get to hang out with Dark Canter, and I'm having fun with him 3 times a week. But then afterwards, I'm like, fuck this guy. He's not editing any of this shit. Now I got to upload it and fucking send it to him because he's a fucking asshole. Like, you know what I mean? Do stuff that also makes sense. Yeah. Do stuff that also makes sense. So it's, like I said, the collabing is definitely worth it. But I mean, like I said, if I had any sage advice, like I said, I completely agree with upgrading as soon as possible. It's very hard to get anywhere on consoles, in my opinion. And if you don't have that option and you're kind of like, fuck, that kind of really sucks because that's what I want to do, Chris. I mean, it's still possible. It's just it's hard. It's fucking hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I'm not one of these YouTubers going to be like, fucking, all you got to do is smile and you'll be fucking rich. It's not how it happens. I'm sorry. It's not how it happens. I'm going to be real with you. But that being said, like I said, collabs, you know, get into streaming communities like the one that I'm part of, Dark Canter's part of, where like we put each other on. That's what we fucking do. I mean, every single time that I do Drunk by Deadlight, I have a fucking shout out button that shouts out every channel I'm fucking playing with. So that way they can fucking click, go over here, go over there, do whatever they want to do. It's definitely something that can be done. So the collabing is a big deal. But yeah, like I said, just fuck, I don't really think that there's anything else I can really add to that because, I mean, we touched on a lot of the big things right out the bat. I mean, obviously there's always stuff you can do, you know, with settings and shit like that we can't give you because everybody's got a different mic, everybody's got a different fucking headphones, everybody's got different this, different that. I guess my biggest one, and this is the one that I throw towards a lot of people, the quicker that you can make a brand, the better. And the reason why I say that is because people like knowing something about you that they can possibly relate to. And perfect example, people can see it behind me right now, Final Fantasy. It's no fucking secret that I like Final Fantasy. It's no fucking secret that I like Final Fantasy 7. My fucking goddamn brand is built off of that. That being said, it makes me that much more of a person to them than just this fucking machine that's just pumping out content. Because it's like, oh my god, they're coming out with a Final Fantasy VII remake. I wonder what Chris has to say about this. Already. It's very important to build a brand around the stuff that you like. So the quicker you can do that on your Twitch, as far as whether it's going to be a name, whether it's going to be a logo, whether that's what your alerts are going to be, that's what your sounds are going to be, that's what your fucking badges are going to be, that's what your rewards are going to be. All that shit should be around a brand if possible. And it should be around shit, once again, going back to what Canter just said, stuff you are into. If it's about fucking Fortnite, you're not going to give a fuck when you're making that stuff, and you're not going to give a fuck when you're setting it up. The people who are watching you might like it, but that's, once again, you should be streaming for you. You shouldn't be streaming for anybody else. You just shouldn't. If you're doing that, once again, it's going to become a job. You're not going to get paid from Twitch for a while. I mean, I'm affiliate. I probably make $100 max a year on fucking Twitch. I got a fucking kid, I got a full-time job, and I have a YouTube channel that I have to fucking edit like 90% of the fucking content that comes out on it. It's a lot of fucking time and effort that goes into then. All right, I'll stream for 6 hours. Like, fucking, it's a lot. It's a lot, you know? So you should definitely be doing it for you, and it's okay to be proud of your shit. Like, I see a lot of people where I've seen it both ways, especially whenever I started wearing this hat all the time. I've seen it both ways where it's like, wow, you got your fucking logo on a hat and you only have like 100 followers. Doesn't fucking matter. My brand, I'm proud of it. I could give a fuck if I had 2 fucking followers. I'm excited that I put this together, that I created Clouded Blade. I'm excited that I could go to Google and type in Clouded Blade, and I'm the first thing that fucking pops up over Final Fantasy, which it used to not be that way. Things to be excited about. It's things to be excited about. Build your brand. Be proud of your brand. Be excited about your brand. And my last, I guess, golden sage advice on branding. This perfect example. Dead Funny. When we were making the logo for Dead Funny, we hired an artist. It was a friend, but we paid for it. When we were making our brand, our logo, I said, think about what it will look like on clothing. That is stupid valuable. Stupid valuable. Because no one gives a fuck about a logo if they can't rock it. Like, that's just all there is. Think keychains, think hats, think shirts, think everything, socks, all that shit. If you, and once again, anything can fit on a hat, technically. Would you wear it? Is this something you could wear in person? It goes back to my sage advice that I've said about content 1,000 times for fucking Dead Funny, and I will continue to say it moving forward. Don't make content you yourself wouldn't watch. Because if you're not going to watch it, why the fuck should anybody else? If you're not going to wear it, why the fuck should anybody else? It has to be stuff that you yourself are okay with. Just some things to think about when you go through, because it's very easy to be like, oh, wow, that looks cool. Realistically, what's that going to look like, though? What is that going to look like on a hat? What is that going to look like on a shirt? What is that going to look like on a keychain? Like, there are things where, I mean, once again, that's the reason why we have the logo we have now for Dead Funny. I was like, this right here, I fucking made that. That was my fucking idea. It was like, when I originally was thinking of the thing, I was like, it'd be cool if, like, because back in the day, if you go watch our old videos, we didn't have an animation opening. And I was like, it'd be cool if we had like a fucking stamp come down and squish the smiley face as he's laughing. And then as it comes up, the stamp is his blood, and it's Dead Funny. Because dead, and then the funny aspect. I was like, that would be great. And I was like, oh, that would be a cool fucking logo too. Like, if we had him stamped into the fucking stamp as well, where he was just flattened, and the smiley with the winking face, because then it's still giving the aspect of the funny, the comedic vibe. Bam, Dead Funny's logo was born. That day at that table, bam, it was born. That's exactly how that happened. I have like 8 other sketches from that artist that are completely different than what we have up. And like I said, it was a process, and that's okay. These things should be a process. You should not start a Twitch, have your shit already ready to go, unless you've been thinking about that for months, maybe even years before you even made your Twitch channel. And once again, still, that's the process. That is still the process. When I started streaming, I had everything after Deadpool, and I believe my streaming name was fucking DF Koopa, Dead Funny Koopa. Like, yeah, when I first started. Like, it's okay to switch. Yeah, it's okay to switch. I mean, things change. I mean, the chances of me falling out of love with Final Fantasy anytime soon, fucking slim to none. But you know what I mean? Like, at all, fucking slim to none. But still, it's like you got to find things that you're interested in. It's always going to go back to that. So I completely agree with Canter on that. It's going to go back to things that you yourself want. So, but other than that, I want to go ahead and give a special thanks to Dark Canter for showing up for this one-on-one podcast. I appreciate you being here. Super excited that we got a chance to sit down and do this, and I'm super excited for the content that we've already got in works as far as planning and stuff like that we're gonna have coming out. Whenever you see me and James getting babysitted on some zombies content, it will definitely be because Dark Canter is there. We have a lot of that getting planned, and that's gonna be coming out, so I'm super excited for that. But other than that, Dark Canter does have a Twitter. His Twitter handle has been over his head the entire time. Make sure to go give him some follows on that. Also be in the description below. Biggest thing is Twitch also will be in the description below. We have a special little spot where we put our guest stars and all their little things, so that will be there as well. We'll even throw his YouTube channel down there as well if you want to check that out, because maybe you might be that person who's like, hey, I do like fucking 8-hour videos. Let him fucking know. Let him know. Let him know. You never know. So
I mean, I'll put them over there. It's easy. It's just no interest.
It is stupid easy, exactly. But there's no interest. It's like, why do it? No, I completely understand. But yeah, no, like I said, definitely a special thank you for coming out and doing this. And yeah, if you guys like seeing Dark Canter on content, make sure you throw that down there below, because it's not like this is a one and done deal. Me and Dark Canter do a lot of shit together as far as gaming and streaming. I'm definitely have the door open as far as having you back on Dead Funny content and stuff like that as well. So, but yeah.
Well, Chris, I want to just thank you real quick for having me on. I really do appreciate it, and we really do hang out and play games together. Like,
yes,
it's true.
It is true. It is true. You will catch him on a lot of my streams, whether he's there to chat and hang out or he's not. And that's another thing. That's one little quick thing I'll add in. Having people in your circle to help support your stream is a big deal, because it is hard to talk to yourself. So whenever Canter jumps in and I'm making a point to talk to Canter, he makes a point to talk back. He knows the grind. He knows the struggle. I do the same thing in his streams where it'll be late night and I'm like, oh, Canter's on. I'll jump in, even if it's for fucking 5 minutes. If you got friends that will jump in just for 5 minutes just to make the chat look like there was something talked about, that goes a long fucking way.
It's such an energy boost too. Like, it's just you see it and it's just automatically like you go way up here and you start talking a lot more and everything. Like, it's just automatic. So
100%.
good.
So make sure you do that as well. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So if you enjoyed this content, make sure you like, subscribe. Also turn on notifications. That way you get notified in the next time we upload another video. Hit us in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts and views. If you got any jokes you want to throw Dark Canter's way, because God knows I threw a lot of them this way. Maybe you want to talk about fucking aliens with Dark Canter, because apparently he likes some fucking regular aliens. We also fucking joked about, Scientology. We threw that out. We went all over the fucking place. But we also talked about, some actual things. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit more about Dark Canter. We know, kind of his video game upbringing, where he came from, where he's at now with it. A little bit of a sheltered life. That's completely fine. You would fit right in with Kelsey on that one. You both fucking walked the same path on that one. But other than that, like I said, description, there are going to be links and links and links down there, not only for Dark Canter, myself, and some of the other Dead Funny team who also stream and have Twitter accounts as well. But yeah, like I said, best way to support us at this point, subscribe, comment. I can't say that enough. Why that's YouTube's algorithm, I don't fucking know. We talked about branding. If you do like the Dead Funny logo and you want to wear a shirt, we got a store that's down there as well. So description box down below. But other than that, hope you guys have a great week. See you next time.